Good afternoon, and welcome back to the channel where today I will be doing my Match Week 15 predictions of the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Now obviously this is a first for the Premier League. Amazon Prime is showing all these games live. So there's games on Tuesday, there's games on Wednesday, and there's also 2 games on Thursday. So a lot of football coming up, as I've said previously in December. So it's going to be very congested, but I will get through it. Now, let's have a quick look at how I did on Match Week 14. Not a good week, especially after the heroics of Week 13. Match Week 14 was an absolute disaster for me. I only got 3 outcomes, but so obviously Newcastle. I said Newcastle United, Man City 2. That finished 2-2, so that was wrong, completely wrong. Burnley Crystal Palace went for a 1-1 draw, finished 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Chelsea West Ham, I went for a 2-0 win to Chelsea, finished 1-0 to West Ham. Not good, that one. Liverpool Brighton, I went for a 3-0 win to Liverpool, finished 2-1, so that was one outcome. Tottenham Bournemouth, this was the closest I got to a perfect score. I said 3-1 to Tottenham, it finished 3-2. Thank you, Mr. Harry Wilson, but I'll forgive you because you're on loan from Liverpool. So doing bits for Bournemouth, really good to see. Southampton Watford, however, a 2-1 win to Watford was the other way round. It was a 2-1 win to Southampton. Norwich City Arsenal were a 2-1 win to Norwich, very close in that one, 2-2. For that one, Wolves Sheffield United went for a 2-1 win to Wolves, finished 1-1. Leicester City Everton went for a 2-0 win to Leicester, it finished 2-1. And Man United Aston Villa went for a 3-1 win to Manchester United, and it finished 2-2. So a lot of draws in that round, it has to be said. Especially on Sunday, we obviously had two twos, and obviously there was a 1-1 in there as well. So. And obviously Newcastle United Man City was a 2-2. So, kicking things off, we have Crystal Palace against Bournemouth. Now this is a 7:30 game, live on Amazon Prime, as I've said. So, shall be very interested in this game. So, Crystal Palace against Bournemouth. Now this is like I've said, so this is a 7:30 kickoff. Now, bearing in mind all the kickoffs in this match week are really all over the place, right? So I'll explain. So, okay, Crystal Palace against Bournemouth. Now, the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Crystal Palace, 2 draws, and 1 win to Bournemouth. And the last game was a very entertaining 5-3 victory for Crystal Palace on the very last day of last season. Crystal Palace, a very good away win against Burnley. Wilfried Zaha playing really well, as was Jeffrey Schlupp. He came on and scored the second. And obviously it could have been, like I said, it could have been a lot more comfier. Very good performance from Palace. And obviously Ayew has a goal ruled out from VAR, obviously offside there. So Palace, they're coming back in front of their home fans, and they'll be expectant. They'll be very expectant to get another victory. Bournemouth, obviously losing 3-2 in the end to Tottenham. Mourinho will not be happy with how Tottenham let them back into the game. But Harry Wilson getting 2 goals for Bournemouth, like I've said, very well done to him. And it's going to be a very interesting game. But for this one, I can't really see how you would have to say this is going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a draw in this one. I can't really separate these two. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. So it'll be a very interesting game. But for me, 1-1 draw in this one. And the next game is Burnley against Manchester City. Another Tuesday night kickoff. This is an 8:15 kickoff on Amazon Prime. And the last 5 between these two have resulted in 4 wins to Manchester City and 1 draw. And the last result was a 1-0 win to Manchester City. Burnley coming back down to earth after obviously the 3-0 victories that they had. And then obviously they come back down to earth with a 2-0 defeat to Palace. And they did all right. They did very well to keep the score down. But Nick Pope will not be pleased with his performance. But it's one game, and Burnley, they're coming back in front of their home fans, and they'll be hopefully wanting to improve this result against Palace. It was a very, very poor performance from Burnley, so they'll definitely want to improve this one. Man City, obviously a 2-2 against Newcastle, and in all honesty, they probably should have won that game, but Newcastle defended resolutely. Some cracking goals in that game. Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne's volley, that was an absolute beauty of a strike, and then obviously Shelvey's equaliser for Newcastle. So a very, very good performance. Gabriel Jesus didn't play really, really well in that game. So be interesting. Obviously, Sergio Aguero goal separated these two the last time these two played. I think Man City are going to win this one, but I think it'll be a very, very close game. I think Burnley will give them a really, really hard test, and I think with Man City's defensive frailties at this moment in time, I will go for a 2-1 win to the Citizens. I just think that Burnley might give them a very, very good game. I think Man City's class will come through just in the end. I'm going for Burnley 1, Manchester City 2. So that is the Tuesday games. There's only 2 Tuesday games for some reason. And now we have 6 games on the Wednesday, and the first one of those kicking off at actually there are 5 that kick off at 8:30, and there's 1 that kicks off at 8:15. So the first game of Wednesdays is Chelsea against Aston Villa, and the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 4 wins to Chelsea and 1 win to Aston Villa, and the last result was a 2-0 win to Chelsea. Big surprise, that defeat to West Ham. Obviously they were missing Tammy Abraham. Giroud came in and didn't really get a sniff, has to be said. But West Ham defended really, really well. The disappointing thing about that game though was Chelsea never really tested David Martin in the West Ham goal. Now we all know about obviously Roberto being very, very poor for West Ham, and it was one of those things. I think it was going to be an interesting thing to see how they would do in that one. But it has to be said, I thought Chelsea were poor, really, really poor for their standards, and then obviously they'll want to come back and bounce back from this result for sure. Going to be interesting to see what will happen for them. Aston Villa, a very good point away from Manchester United. Absolutely dominated Manchester United in midfield. They were excellent, really, really excellent, and really unlucky to only come away with a draw. I think they were the better side against Manchester United, and that is saying something. So this game, obviously Chelsea they'll want to bounce back, and I'm pretty sure they will bounce back. I think Villa will give them a really, really good game. Villa are getting some good results from away against the big teams. Obviously, 2-2 against Arsenal, 2-2 against Manchester United. Obviously, they lost 3-0 to Man City. So, they are playing really, really well, and they can definitely compete. And I think they will compete against Chelsea. But obviously, if Tammy Abraham is back, then that'll be interesting to see, because if he is back, then I fully expect Chelsea to win. So, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Chelsea here. I just think Chelsea will be a little bit too stronger for Aston Villa, but I'm going for a 2-1 win to Chelsea. And now the next game is Leicester City against managerless Watford. However, as I am recording this, there is reports that Watford are to appoint a new head coach. So we'll see when that one in due course. The last 5 between Leicester City and Watford have resulted in 3 wins to Leicester and 2 wins to Watford. And the last game was a 2-0 win to Leicester City. But obviously the last game between the sides, Leicester lost 2-1 to Watford at Vicarage Road. That was Brendan Rodgers' first game in charge of his new employers. Leicester City obviously leaving it late to beat Everton, but terrific goal from Iheanacho, who really changed the game when he came on. Obviously, he set up Jamie Vardy for the equaliser, and then obviously he got the winner. But obviously that was VAR managing to overturn the offside. It was never offside. It was bang online. So it was a very, very good win for Leicester City. And, Everton are really, really kicking themselves, not getting anything from there. But Leicester City keep going on. That's obviously 6 wins in a row now. 7 wins in a row now for Leicester. And do you know what? They are probably Liverpool's closest challengers now for the title. I know they've got a tricky run in December. Obviously, back-to-back games against Man City and Liverpool. That'll be pretty tough. But they are playing very, very well, and it's a credit to Brendan Rodgers. Will he go to Arsenal? If I'm Brendan Rodgers, I would stay at Leicester. That's just me. If I was Brendan Rodgers, I would stay at Arsenal. At Leicester, sorry. There's no way he is going to go to Arsenal. He's not got anything. He's not got any plans to leave Leicester so far. So there's no chance he's leaving Leicester. So I'll say that now. Managerless Watford. Obviously, they got rid of Kike Sanchez-Flores on Sunday, straight after the 2-1 defeat to Southampton. And you know what? Watford played really, really well in that first half. I was listening to it on 5 Live, and to be honest, they actually played very, very well in that first half. Obviously, the second half, Southampton came back into it. Obviously, there is controversy over Danny Ings' goal, because obviously Gineppo does handball it, not picked up by VAR. So, VAR is supposed to be picking that up, but it didn't in the end. So this is going to be a very comfortable win for Leicester, in my opinion. I don't think Watford will have a new manager in before this game, but maybe they will. But I can't see the new man being in charge of Watford against Leicester. I just can't. So, having that being said, I think it'll be an easy win for Leicester. I think Leicester are going to demolish Watford here. Watford look doomed already. They're looking for their 3rd manager this season. It's not good, not looking good for Watford, and they are 6 points adrift at the bottom of the table. But you can't really see Watford picking up any points anytime soon. So that being said, I'm going to go for a 4-0 win to Leicester City in this one. I think Leicester will have a very easy day at the office, and don't be surprised if Jamie Vardy gets a hat-trick. He loves scoring against Watford, so I fully expect him to get on the score sheet. And that one, a big game, this one. Manchester United against Tottenham now. And the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Manchester United and 3 wins to Tottenham. And the last game was a 3-0 win to Tottenham, but obviously that was at Old Trafford. The previous game, Manchester United beat Tottenham 1-0, and this was obviously at Wembley as well. So that will be interesting to see. So this is obviously at Old Trafford. Manchester United scraping a 2-2 draw, has to be said. Very, very fortunate to get a draw, in all honesty. They could have lost that game, and it was a credit to Villa how well they really played. Grealish's goal was absolutely outstanding, and then obviously, Rashford heads it against the post, goes in off Tom Heaton, and that's obviously 1-1. Victor Lindelof getting a goal as well, so hopefully that'll get his confidence up. But it's another poor result for Manchester United. I mean, they could have been 5th yesterday had they beaten Villa, but they're not. And this is a big week for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because obviously he's got Tottenham Hotspur and he's got Manchester City this week as well. So does he survive this week? That is another thing. I think he's really under pressure now, considering what has happened to Arsenal and Tottenham with getting rid of their managers. So yeah, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a man on, I wouldn't say borrowed time, but he is definitely under pressure for sure. Tottenham obviously coming off the back of a 3-2 win against Bournemouth, and they played very well. Really deserved winners in the end, and obviously Ali is a different player now. He's a different player from the one we saw at Anfield. Didn't look interested at Anfield. Boy, he has really improved, doesn't he? He's really improved this one, and he is going to be very interesting to see how he does. So Jose Mourinho returns to Old Trafford against the man who has replaced him as Manchester United manager. So this is going to be a very interesting game. I think Manchester United are getting draws, so I can't see Tottenham going to Old Trafford and winning. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Manchester United and Tottenham. I'm going for a 1-1 draw in this game. Now, the next game is Southampton against Norwich. A real interesting game, this one, because this is 18th against 19th in the Premier League. And the last 5 between Southampton and Norwich have resulted in 2 wins to Southampton, 2 wins to Norwich City, and 1 draw. And the last game was a 3-0 win to Southampton. Southampton getting a massive win over Watford. Obviously, they've put themselves a little bit of a gap now between themselves and Watford. And it was a very good win. Very good win as well. Obviously, James Ward-Prowse getting an absolute beauty of a free kick past Ben Foster. Brilliant performance in the second half. Obviously, this first half, they were booed off at half-time, but coming out in that second half, did really well. And it was a testament to James Ward-Prowse for getting the winner, because that's a goal worthy of winning any game. And yeah, a very good performance from Southampton. Norwich City, 2-2 against Arsenal. Very good performance. Very unlucky not to get all 3. And, you know, obviously, Timu Pukki back on the score sheet. Very good for them. Going to be interesting to see how they do in this one. I think it's going to be an interesting game for Norwich City. So obviously they're going away from home. Obviously their last away game, they won 2-0 at Everton. So shall be interesting. Shall be very interesting in this one. But for me, I think Southampton are going to win this one. I think they will go. They actually might put Everton into the bottom 3 before Liverpool play Everton. So that would be interesting to see. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to the Saints. I think if Southampton get a win against Watford and a win against Norwich, then that is picking up form at the very right time. So I'm going for Southampton 2, Norwich 0. And the next game we are previewing is Wolves against West Ham United. And the last 5 between Wolves and West Ham United have resulted in 3 wins to Wolves, 1 win to West Ham, and 1 draw. And the last result was a 3-0 win to Wolves. Wolves, a very good point against Sheffield United. Doherty grabbing that equaliser in a game where both sides actually played well. Cancelled each other out. It was a very good game of football. It was a very good 1-1 draw that they got. And, you know, Wolves are proving very difficult to beat. Sheffield United, on the other hand, being very difficult to beat also. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game goes. West Ham United, fantastic win away at Chelsea. I don't think anyone gave them a chance to beat Chelsea, but Aaron Cresswell, fantastic goal. Right-footed into the bottom corner. Past Kepa Arrizabalaga. Very good performance. And, you know, they weren't really tested, West Ham. This was a surprising thing, and obviously could have been a lot more comfortable had Mikel Antonio not done a sort of hand of God moment. Hand of God moment in the goal. But a very good performance from West Ham. But Wolves are going really well. They're going really strongly. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Wolves, but I think Wolves will win that one pretty comfortably. And the next game we're previewing is the Merseyside derby between Liverpool and Everton, and the last 5 between these sides have resulted in 2 wins to Liverpool and 3 draws, and the last game was a 1-0 win to Liverpool. Well, we all know about what happened last time between these two, didn't we? Liverpool obviously coming off the back of a 2-1 win against Brighton, and it should be very interesting to see how they do, because obviously Alisson was sent off rightly, in my opinion. It was a definite red. You can't really say it wasn't. It was definite red, unfortunately, so you're going to miss the derby. But you know, Virgil van Dijk is scoring for you, then you know you 2 fantastic crosses from Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it was a very good win in the end for Liverpool. But Brighton played really well, so you have to say that one as well. Everton teetering on the edge of the relegation zone now. They are 17th and only 2 clear of Southampton, so it's going to be an interesting game, this one. Liverpool-Everton obviously kicks off at 8:15, and this is obviously live on Amazon Prime as well. So yeah, I think Marco Silva is teetering on the edge as well. There's a lot of rumours suggesting he could be sacked before the Merseyside derby. Obviously, yours truly. Hopefully, he doesn't get sacked. So I'm going to go for Liverpool to win the Merseyside derby and continue to be 8 points clear at the top. Liverpool 2, Everton 0 in this one. And that concludes the Wednesday games. Now we've got 2 on Thursday, and it's Sheffield United against Newcastle United. And the last 4, there's only been 4 games between the two. There's been 4 meetings in the Premier League, and there's 2 wins to Sheffield United and 2 wins to Newcastle. So very even markings for this one. And the last result was a 2-1 win to Newcastle United. Now this is a 7:30 kickoff on Thursday. Sheffield United, a very good away performance again. Still not been beaten away from home this season. Very, very good from them, and they're playing really, really well at this moment in time. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how well they do. Obviously coming away with a 1-1 draw, and they're obviously coming back at the front of their home fans, and they are just flying at the moment. Obviously not picking up many wins, but picking up some very impressive results along the way. So it's going to be a very interesting game, this one. Newcastle United, a very good point against Manchester City. Obviously Williams scoring again. He loves scoring against the big teams. Scored against Liverpool, scored against Manchester City. He seems to be doing very, very well there. Shelvey's fantastic goal from a short free kick from Newcastle caught everyone out by surprise, and he beat Ederson very, very well. So that was a very good draw for the Newcastle. So obviously Sheffield United are flying. Newcastle United getting a few points thereabouts. But I just have a feeling that Sheffield United will continue their very good form. I'm going for a 2-1 win to Sheffield United. And the last game to preview for the Amazon Prime games is Arsenal against Brighton. And the last 4 between the sides have resulted in 1 win to Arsenal, 1 win to Brighton, and 2 draws. And the last result was a 1-1 draw between Arsenal and Brighton. Has to be said, Arsenal were very lucky to escape with a draw against Norwich City. Obviously Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang getting both goals. Very, very good from him. But in the game, they were very, very sloppy. Defensively, all over the place again. Has to be said, they're not doing very well. That's no wins in 8 games, and that is as much as Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger never went through a phase like that. He never went 8 games without a win. So how things have fallen for the mighty Arsenal, haven't they? So, Arsenal are going through a really, really poor spell at the moment, and it's a consecutive run of draws and defeats. It's not good. It's not good at all. Brighton, I'll have to say this now, they were very unlucky not to take a point from Anfield. They were brilliant, really, really brilliant. Really played really, really well. Obviously, when Liverpool went 2-0 up, you would expect them to obviously cave in, but they didn't. They played very, very well. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I actually think you have to be bold in certain aspects. This is one of them. I'm going to go for a shock, Rosie. I'm going to go for a shock here. I'm going for Brighton to win at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. We'll see what happens with that one. So that is it. That is my match week 15 predictions. Now, obviously, if you guys want to join along, obviously feel free and put your predictions in the comment section below. Obviously, remember it's 3 points for a win and 1 point for an outcome. And the top scorer, I will definitely give a wee shout out to in my next video. So we'll see. So let's just go over my predictions very, very quickly. So Tuesday games: Crystal Palace 1, Bournemouth 1, Burnley 1, Man City 2. The Wednesday games: Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1, Leicester City 4, Watford 0, Manchester United 1, Tottenham 1, Southampton 2, Norwich 0, Wolves 2, West Ham 0, Liverpool 2, Everton 0, Sheffield United 2, Newcastle United 1, and Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. So that is it. That is my match week 15 predictions. please leave your predictions in the comment section below. You've not got long. You only have until tomorrow to put your predictions in, and we'll see what happens in these games. So thank you very much for watching, and please hit that like button, smash a like, leave a comment. Also, hit that notifications bell for every upload that comes onto this channel. It'd be very, very interesting to see that one. And also, obviously, hit that subscribe button. That'd be fantastic. So, games coming up thick and fast. So, we'll see how these games go very, very soon. So, thank you very much for watching. And I'll be back very, very soon with some more videos. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.